love this one. So I'm going to take a look at the mechanism, I'm going to jog my own memory, then I will present it to you, and then we'll give this loco a test. So there it is, the absolutely beautiful Bachmann E4 down onto the track. Man, that livery is just absolutely stunning, isn't it? So the mechanism is okay. It's okay. We have seen worse from Bachmann, but it doesn't quite meet the same high standards that the rest of the model does. We'll start positive though, as you can...
Rubbish. What gossip?
We do have proper wiper pickups on all of the driving wheels. That is it though, we don't have any pickups on the rear pony. That is, I suppose, quite reasonable because look at the way it pivots there. It would be very difficult to get wiper pickups on there at least. The base keeper plate is reasonably easy to get off, and as you can see it is completely removable. It isn't hardwired, it's connected to the rest of the loco via spring-loaded contacts, which makes servicing and cleaning really, really nice and simple to do, so that's great. We do have proper turned metal bearings on each of the driving axles, so that's a really good touch. That's quality. That is not the case with all Bachmann locomotives. And as you can see, we just have the one driven axle in the centre there. The chassis, there it is. It's a very simple chassis, reasonably neat and tidy, I suppose. There's the motor. This is just a 3-pole motor, unfortunately, and it doesn't have a flywheel either, which is a pity. You've got these messy suppression capacitors, which have just been bodged onto the body of the motor there. That is quite typical of Bachmann locomotives. It's just not a very smart design. Couldn't they have incorporated those onto the circuit board? It's just not what you'd expect to see on a quality model. And then there's the decoder socket. That is the 6-pin decoder.
Again, what gossiping rubbish that was. Yeah. There's a performance difference between these reasonable size components and mini components. You could have a reasonable resistor, or you can have a much smaller resistor on the circuit board, but they're going to behave differently. And when you talk about it's you mentioned the 3-pole motor.
So there it is, the absolutely beautiful Bachmann motor, unfortunately, and it doesn't have a flywheel.
Yeah, you say it's unfortunate that it's got a 3-pole motor. Well, dude, what do you want your motor for? Do you want pulling power? Do you want top speed? You can't just badmouth motors because you feel like it. A 3-pole motor can actually spin faster than a 5-pole motor at high revolutions. So maybe this fancy locomotive is designed for more sporty performance than the other models. So they're entitled to put in the 3-pole motor and tune it to high speed. It's no good putting in 5-pole motors because the voltage doesn't stay long enough in the mechanism because it's been turned off when it gets to the gap between the poles. So at high speed, you want a 3-pole motor. It's much better than the 5-pole motor. You really are a gossip that listens to other gossip, male gossip. Yeah, you should actually listen to the engineers. So these capacitors here behave differently to the mini ones, and the manufacturer is allowed to choose from their items that they can put in it. You can't take away the options of the manufacturer. You are to allow the manufacturer a palette of components to choose from to tune your locomotive to do something. You can't make them all the same. You can't be stupid and ask for everything to have a 5-pole motor, because at high speed there's not enough time to spin the motor faster on a 5-pole motor. It runs out of voltage time. So for higher speed, you want a 3-pole motor. You idiot. Shut your mouth. Turn off the camera. You're not right. Stop making other people's lives difficult.
Which is a pity.
You're wrong.
You've got these messy suppression.
You're wrong, and you're wrong, and you're wrong.
Bodged onto the body of the motor.
Bodged onto
the
body.
Quite typical of Bachmann locomotives.
Yeah,
it's just not a very smart design.
Bad mouthing people's livelihoods. Where's your livelihood on the line?
That is the 6-pin decoder socket.
Let's bad mouth you and your terrible videos. You're just rubbish. Gossip. Gossip, 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 lies, gossip, gossip. Your thing's upside down, you idiot.
And the back-to-back, 14.6 millimeters.
Oh, yes, you're such a genius. You can read it upside down, can you?
Too tight. So yeah, the mechanism's okay. We have seen better. Other
it's fantastic mechanism. It's well designed for this particular model. These are all tuned to run differently. They're all unique. They all have a performance that is unique to them. This is a rare thing.
Let's see how we get on with this.
This is highly prized. This is a lovely item to buy.
I should say actually this might not be typical of a new E4 because I've had this for quite a few years and I've serviced it a few times and it's run quite a bit. However, I would still say that this is typical. I mean, it still runs as it did when it was new, is what I'm trying to say. So, on that note, here we go, turning up right now, and we'll have a crawl. And as you can see, the control at that speed is really quite good. It's not super duper smooth.
Oh, back with the gossiping again. Like, what is your tuning performance? What is the real train supposed to drive like? Is this supposed to have scaled driving that replicates the original locomotive? Of course it is. So why would you be going, oh, it's got to be doing this, it's got to be doing that? Have you ever driven it? Did you drive it back in 1900? I think you're just talking crap again. Rubbish, rubbish, rubbish. Sam's Train can be full of rubbish, absolute gossip, gossiping lies, and Sam's Trains. Lies, lies, lies.